Hello, and welcome to the No BS Duo Show. And we're here tonight because we have a good question in store, and we wonder, what do you think about it? So, what is the question? When do you know when to fight or when to stop when it comes to love, life, desires, and dreams? Hmm, that's a good one, don't you say? Well, stick around because here we come. We want to know. You tell us, okay? Get ready. Hey.
Oh, you sound so low. It must be my volume because I can't really hear. Hi, everybody.
Well, you sound
Lower.
great to me.
I know it's like I hear you, but it can just be what it is that I'm using right now. Because like I hear you, but you sound like kind of low. It's okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the experience. Look, I'm moving stuff around.
And they see nothing but fingers.
Um, welcome to the experience. I'm going to have to move some more stuff around to try to get myself together. But hey, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
So, yes, this is what happens when what's supposed to happen is trying to be blocked and stopped. Because I think we have a very good question to ask tonight. And I don't think the atmosphere wants the answer to come out. Because if the answer comes out, that means some people may be considering change. What you think?
I'm sorry. I might have to go back out and come back in. I didn't hear anything that you said.
All right. So we're gonna wait for
It
Bob
might
to
possibly
get
yes. It could possibly be my connection or because I'm connected to my phone. Um,
or
but I
you know,
could
once you
barely
go
hear
out,
you.
just turn up everything up and then come on back
Yeah.
in.
I'll come out and I'll come back in.
All right,
Um
yo. So while Bob come back in, we're gonna do a little lullaby for you guys. Just something to get y'all set for the atmosphere. So the question of the day is, do you stop or do you keep going? But when do you know that you should or you shouldn't? Hmm. You ever have a situation where you're like, okay, this is what I want, but it may not be what you should do because this is what you want to do. But it's not in your promo, or it may not be in your DNA to do that. Some of us wants to be, what should I say, great dancers, but it's not in your DNA as much as you want to. Or as Val will introduce tonight, you may want to be a great singer, but that's not your DNA. Or maybe that may be the love that you want, but he or she may not be in your DNA. And not necessarily your DNA, but it may not be in your profile of that's the type of person you want to have or need in your life. So when those things happens and those desires that you want becomes a need, when do you know the difference between the two? That makes sense. All right. Well, we'll be right back, y'all. We're going to play something because honestly, we want to know. Okay. And this may be one of those situations. I'm going to call on my friend Bonnie Jane and Avery Sunshine to help us out. And we're going to wait for Val and Riri to come back in. We'll be right back.
Honestly, don't promise me you'll never leave. Honestly, there's not much that I need from you, baby. All I need is for you to be here, baby. So you don't have to promise me that you won't ever leave. You won't ever have. There's no need to buy my love with expensive things. Won't ask you to lie to me about things that will never be. I just want you here with me, right here, honestly. Honestly, don't promise me you'll never leave. Honestly, that's all I need. I hope you heard me. But just in case you didn't, I said I didn't need much from you. I just need you to be here today with me. Don't promise me tomorrow, 'cause tomorrow may never come. Don't have to promise me that you won't ever have to. There's no need to buy my love with expensive things. I don't want any of that. You lie to me about things that will never be. I just want you here with me. Honest. I mean every word I say. Oh, yes, I do, baby. I need you right here today. Just need you to grab my hand, stay in bed, listen to my thoughts sometimes. Tell me that you're mine. I don't need no promises, baby. I just need you honestly.
Yes, that was a good question from Avery Sunshine and Boney James. Honestly, can you be here with me? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at. So Val is back in the house with us and she's getting things together. So we want you to know that we are streaming on all social media platforms. And you can catch us on all of our YouTube stations. You can catch us on all of our multiple musical platforms after the show. Okay. So once the show is over, you can make sure that you can go to Spotify, Apple, or even any of the local musical platforms that you find your music on. And also, you can find us on iHeartRadio. But not only those two places, you can always go to the.com and on TKBSTS Productions. You can go right under the live button that takes you straight to programming, and you can click on that arrow that says watch this. So do know that these are the locations where you can find us, and not only this show, but all of our shows. And also, make sure that you share the love and share the live and share the love right here on the No BS Duo Show. Follow as well as like us, because if you follow us, then you know exactly where we are, where we're going to be, and what is happening. So tonight you're on with the No BS Duo Show, and tonight what's happening is, when do you know when it's time to fight and when it's time to just stop? Sometimes we should be just stopping, but then it's sometimes we should be actually be just going and keep going and not be deterred from everything else that is going around us while we're doing things. Because you do know that sometimes things are put in front of you and they're blocked to stop you, because some greatness is there and it's not supposed to move forward because they don't want you to shine. It's not meant for you to shine, because if you do so, that means somebody's going to get glory. Somebody's going to get glorified for the gift that they gave you. And that means change is going to happen, and they don't want that type of thing to go through. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to wonder if that's it. But then it could be this is just what you want to do. Ain't got nothing to do with anything else but you. And you pushing this car to do something, and it ain't yours to do, and it ain't working because it ain't yours to do. I mean, hey, all of us want to be able to get that number and have that mindset that says, and the lottery is going to be 327, and you be an instant millionaire. Everybody ain't got that power. Let's see if Val is back and she can let us know what she know about that type of power. We're going to bring Val in. Come on in, Val. And you tell me what you think. Let me see. I still got her on. There she
Hey,
got.
can you see me better now? Yeah, I think you can see me better now. It
Yep.
looks a lot better. Okay, let's see.
What you think about that, sis?
There it is. I didn't hear the question.
So I said, we sit here sometimes and there's a lot of things that we want to do, and
Mhm.
it's just be us wanting to do it. It ain't got nothing to do with our skills and knowledge of being able to do it, but we want to do it, and that's why it ain't working, because it's a no.
I think that, and well, first off, let me say hello again to let me say hello again to everybody, and thank you guys so much for joining the experience. I hope that you guys are going to have a great time. Please make sure you share the love, share the live. I know Sean already said that, but I'm putting it out there again. I think in every aspect there is a moment of being teachable and coachable. So I think that you can learn pretty much anything if you put your mind to it. I received several jobs, never knowing what it was that I had to do or not having a skill at all. But I walked in believing that it was mine. And I said, if you teach me, I'll learn. And here it is, 17 years later. I done been through 3 other positions that man said, you need to have this, and this. And I said, if you teach me, I can learn. So I think that depending on what it is, I think he was saying something about the lottery. Everybody wants to hit that number. Okay.
Sit
Everybody thinks,
there and thinking about it. You want to have that skill to be able, some people can walk up to that lottery line and be like, the number is 732. I want it for 50 cents, 50 bucks. Or better yet, they need 10 bucks and 10 straight. 732. Now let me tell you something. If that 732 comes, y'all better give a donation to the No BS Duo show. I'm just saying.
It is so crazy because my mom, God bless her, would always. My mother was a hitter. She hit that street number. She hit the regular lottery. She just knew, and she'll be like, "Oh my goodness, XYZ number is coming out." Because of the sequence and this about that time, you have those people who run those numbers who definitely know, and it's all a skill. It's just like we're playing poker, and and things like that. They know, especially the street numbers and things like that. My mom used to hit all the time. Okay. She knew them numbers. She knew my sister's birthday was coming out at a specific time. She would tell everybody, make sure y'all play this number because it's coming. And she'll do it for the whole week, daytime and nighttime. Okay. The entire week. Because this is what it's gonna be. And she would hit 3, 4, 5 times. It's just the luck, the stroke of knowing how the numbers are going to run. But I would love to be like 146, and then it okay. 1412, and then it happens. Okay, like it. That's definitely a skill. But I know you can definitely be. Anybody can be taught, and
Right.
not anybody. Okay, and let's not say that because everybody is not teachable and everybody is not coachable. But if you want something and you want it for yourself, then you can definitely learn it. I knew nothing about any field that I was in. I walked in and I said, I want this job. This is what I want.
So that would be like a situation pertaining to life. And but not only just life, but also the talent. There are just some people that you can teach them and
Hmm.
they may already have the talented skill within them that makes it come out so well, but they still
Right.
can learn to become great. Um, like I was always a drummer. Like my mother told me I was drumming since the womb. She used to put the earphones or the radio at that time near her stomach just to keep me calm at night. I guess that's why I love music so much. But she said I was always beating. Like she was like, I was always felt like it was a drum in there. Like I was just drumming away.
Hmm.
Then later on, she did put me into music because that's what she wanted to do. So she took that trade and she gave it to me to see if I would be able to want to be into the musical instruments. And it just so happened that I was musically inclined as well to play instruments. And lo and behold, I ended up with the drums. And she was like, I know it because you used to beat them drums when you was in my womb. I got inside marks to prove it, you know. But and then you have other people that have to be taught.
Hmm.
But then when do you know when doing that ability, when it's time, when it's yours and when it's not yours? When do you stop pushing a card or something like that? Like, okay, maybe it's just that this is not in the cards for me. When do you know the difference? And how do you make that difference of understanding when it comes to that? Do you stop or do you just keep pursuing it?
Well, I think people will do whatever's in their heart, and whatever your heart desire is, whatever it may be, you're going to do. Period. So if I was always told that my gift was something that I do effortlessly.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, whatever you do, whatever you wake up and you see yourself doing, that is considered your gift. That is what you have. That is your gift to the people. So mine is, of course, talking. I love talking. I love helping people. I love being around people. That's just who I am. I love doing for people. I love serving. Now, I think that one of the things that happen is that a lot of people look at what other people do and say, I feel as though I can do that. And then they just do it because of what they see other people doing.
Okay.
So when you do it based off of you see Tom, Jerry, Mo, and Curly doing it, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to flow the same. The anointing on it is not going to be the same because you're doing it out of you. You're not doing it because of a love or a passion. You're doing it cliquish, if that makes sense.
Ooh, you said a big word, clickish. So let's
Yeah.
talk about
So
clickish.
you're doing it to belong. You're doing it to join in. You're doing it to be a part of. But people don't understand that things that we do and things that we love, our gifts and our callings set us apart and it set us aside. So we're not going to be cliquish in whatever it is that we do, because that's not what it is. Our gifts set us apart from other people. So I may do the same thing that you may do, Sean, but even though we're doing the same thing and we're in the same category of doing it, the way that we go about it is completely different, because what's for you is for you and what's for me is for me. And the way that we put it out amongst the people, even though we're doing the same thing, is completely different, which is why I can say something and you can say something and we say the same exact thing, but the ear of the person that's listening completely understands it differently.
You made a good point. I remember we were doing a song, and I really liked this song, and I believe that this song would have been good for ministering because of the message that it gave, but not only the message that it gave, how it was giving the message.
Mm-hmm.
It was 5 different people, and some of you may be familiar with it. It's from I was going to say Donny Hathaway, because y'all know I'm a Hathaway fan, but it's actually Donnie McClurkin. And the song is I Don't Mind Waiting. But it was 5 different people that sang their version of how they didn't mind waiting.
I love that song.
And I love that song. And a lot of people couldn't understand why I felt that song to be the need of the song. I said, well, when you look out in the audience of the congregation, you see multiple people out there. Multiple people looking at the reality and looking at life and handling life differently. So when they heard that particular person that they could relate to, they was able to get the message of how that song of how their weight was working. Because somebody was singing, I don't mind waiting, the same way they were sitting there waiting. But somebody else did it a little differently, their weight, they was able to relate. So I believe that's where you and I come in, like I always say to us. When we're all together, we all give our different perspectives of how we're looking at it and how we're saying it. Somebody may hear me say it and it sounds like Charlie Brown's t-shirt, womp, 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 womp. But when you say it, they get it. And I'm like, but, and my pastor would say that all the time. Y'all know who my pastor is. I'm saying it early. James Wood Sr., Second Zion Baptist Church. Y'all know at West Philly, 3814 Parish Street. The church is open too. But I'm just saying, he would say, I would be preaching the same sermon for the last 12 years, and then a visiting preacher would come in and say the same sermon with a different text, and y'all be shouting all over the place. And saying you got it. I've been saying the same thing for 12 years, and y'all ain't never get it.
Well, that just dates back to, my bishop always says that, the
bishop who?
never accepts their own.
Who's your bishop?
So, they know who my bishop is. I'm quite sure they know. It's like, they know exactly
who your bishop is. They're over at Victory.
They know Victory Outreach Ministries. They know.
Oh, yeah.
So listen. So he would say that your community never accept their own. So that pretty much says exactly what it is that we're summing up to say. Is I could say the same thing and you could say the same thing, but because you're saying it and the people that's receiving it know me or they get comfortable. That's the thing. People get comfortable with you and then they can no longer accept what it is that you say. But we can both say the same exact thing. And it's like, oh my goodness, Val, did you hear Val when she said that? And it's like, yeah, but Shauna said that the week before. So it's all about all about their comfort level. It's all about their comfort level. And when they become too comfortable, that's what happens. So
yeah. And it's like she's not here yet, so I can say it. It's like when Ree would say something, we would be like, forever and ever and ever, amen, would tell me something for years. And then somebody else would walk up and she'd be like, Sean, I've been telling you this. You're not hearing me? Like, really? And I was like, I didn't understand it. And then she does her famous fallout. Y'all know that fallout she does. And she's like, oh. But yeah, so it's just, so what do you do when it's not your gift and you are you know what?
She's here. She's here. And whenever I'm sitting, she's here. Okay. She just comes. She just
funny part is it's like busted.
It's like clockwork. It's like look, my sister is here, right?
Let me
So
go
that's
and bring
it
her
looking
in.
like
Let me go
it's
bring her
like
in. She gonna walk in. She gonna be like, all right, what did I miss? What just happened?
it's like clockwork. No, it's like clockwork. Baby is the station's pet.
Oh, and then she walks in. What? Nope, nope. She's not the pet. She is the
She's
station's
not the pet. She's the
family.
mascot.
Yeah,
She's
she's not
standing.
our mascot either. We don't have a
And
mascot. We have
she does
Babe.
it, look. And then I show her and she be like, hey.
And while Babe has already made her debut, so she will see her swinging from the back later. She done
Back
already
and forth.
said,
Back
excuse
and
me,
forth.
acknowledge that I am in the room, please. So bringing us one to the room. Here come Rita. Hey, Ree.
Hi.
Hey, cousin.
Hi.
And she did the eyes. Hi.
What up?
So how are you, my lady?
Tired, rushing.
Rushing and
Aw.
tired. The both of them together. You know what? That must have been that type of week for us. What y'all think? Yeah. No?
What a rush week. You know, my internet service has just been acting completely crazy. Like my Wi-Fi is going berserk, but I can connect to the internet through the Ethernet. So the Wi-Fi is just acting absolutely crazy. So that's why I had to do some movements and move some things around and things like that. But
Well, mine's been
Exactly.
just, I think mine's been just busy. I've been just busy, 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 like a bee sucking up pollen from the flower. Just,
not the bee and the flower.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So back to what we were talking about tonight. So what you had to say, Ray Ray, what you think? Coming to
Oh,
get the
well,
storyline of the evening.
I didn't. Where did y'all start it? I wasn't listening.
So we were talking about, well, we got to the point where we were talking, well, we ain't gonna talk about what we were talking about because then she gonna do her fall out the chair, so we ain't gonna do that to her. But we're gonna go back to what we initially were saying regarding to the connection tonight. When do you stop? When do you know to stop or versus keep going when it comes to life? The desires when it's yours. The point that Val made was when it's cliquish, you're doing it because somebody else is doing it. And some people have the gift to do it, and some people don't have the gift to do it. But either way, when do you stop or when do you proceed? What do you say?
So are we saying stop what life just in general, or are you saying stop life as far as what?
Your situation, like whatever yours may be. Tonight, Val is going to be discussing singing. Mine is going to be relating to life and relationships. When do you know when you're supposed to fight for it versus when you're supposed to just stop? When do you that dream,
Uh,
that desire? What do you do? When do you know?
so I was tying my two. I was tying y'all two into one.
Okay, so
So
let's talk about it.
all right. So the desire is so depending. All right. So you say relationships. So I'll start with relationships. So relationships can be tricky when you're talking about boy meets girl relationship or family relationship, the dynamic of that, or sister versus sister friendship, or you have a friendship with a guy who is just a friend and other guys can't understand how you're just his friend and his friend only. So stuff like that you can't really bottle up because it's from everybody's own perspective and how they look at things to say, I have male friends. And some of my male friends have said to me that they can only be my male friend because they can't be in a relationship with me because they know me.
Okay.
And they know when they come to me, they have to come the correct way. They can't BS me. Then I had some other guys that said they respect me too much to be in a relationship with me.
Okay, wait. Flag on the field. Flag on the field, y'all. I need to understand that part for myself. Cause that part really sits and make me look sideways like, what?
So the guy that said that to me, I know him, right? And I know how he is in relationships. and he's not the brother who can be the most faithfulest brother,
Gotcha.
and he wanders. Even if it's on a mental note, he wanders, and he can be in a mental relationship with the female. And he figured because it's mental, it's not physical, then we should be cool, we should be good. And it's like, no, you're mentally cheating on a person. So those type of things where I tied into relationships, songs come out. So you can hear something like Luther Vandross, you know, he can come up with a song and you can hear one of his songs and it's right directly to that situation. Or Mary J. Blige is a good person who you can listen to her songs and you fall right into the situation. Keisha Cole is another person who does the same thing. And you listen to them songs and they give you the strength that you need to fight or flight. Because they just happen for me. Like I had in the morning, I'm on my way to work, you know, I had my conversation. I talk to God in the morning. It's a basic conversation, like we talking. And then it could be times when I get to work, something I said in my conversation on the way to work, one of them songs came on. And it was like, wow. It's like, okay, I hear it. I hear the song. And as far as the singing part of the song go, we all know, some people know, some people don't know. I don't tell anybody I know how to sing. If you hear me sing, you hear me sing. If you don't, you just don't. I don't walk around just like, oh, I just don't do it. It has to be a reason why I'm busting out into a note. I could sing in the bathroom. I could sing cleaning up the house. I could be in the car singing. But when I'm going through something like a relationship and I'm trying to get it off my chest and them songs come on, like Kelly Price to come on, I'm singing that song. It's like, sang, girl, sang. I'm doing that. I'm not just singing. I'm singing that song because I feel it. So I'm singing it as if I wrote it. Yeah. Versus, and that gives me my strength to now when I go talk to that person, I'm like, yep, I said what I said. It is what it is. Because I'm relating, not only relating to the song and the message in the song and the words in the song, but I'm feeling it. So all of that is coming out and I'm singing in my bestest note ever possible. Versus if I'm just playing in around the house, and I sing something, and that girl, you can't sing, shut up. You don't know what you're doing. So it depends, but we all talked about before that music is therapy. And then sometimes you don't know what to say to a person. So you will use the words in the song to communicate that to that person.
And I've heard a lot of people say that. Matter of fact, a couple of my friends even say that. They would say, when I don't know what to say, I will send it in a song or I'll put it on a song. It's even to the point where, that DJ Lovely, she will drop out new songs. She'll promote new songs. And so we recently promoted a song by Raheem Devon called Sugar Love and his new album, Back to Love. So immediately somebody was wondering, well, are you trying to get back to love with somebody? Are you in love with somebody? Or are you with somebody? And I was like, all this in my inbox, really? Like, get out my DM with that. I'm promoting a song.
And even with you promoting the song, you relate to that song.
Exactly. Yeah, and you still have some sort of emotional connection to
That's true.
Because the emotional connections that we have to certain songs is the reason why we sing them, or the reason why we have them on repeat 1,000 times, or because we have some sort of a connection, and that's from the secular world to the gospel world.
Right. Because you have like Kirk Franklin. He's one who brings that right home to where like I can sing that song wherever I am and it's not offensive to anybody. Right. Because some people don't like you to say the word Jesus. They don't want to hear that he's beginning and the end. So some of this wording to the song, you can sing it. And actually one of my old coworkers, she told me the same thing. It was one of the songs, I can't remember who the artist was, but she took that whole song and she flipped it to a gospel. And I've never been able to listen to that song the same way because it hit me right where I was at that moment. Yeah. So I was just listening to it just for comfort.
Right.
But she's like, I like that song. She said they talking about Jesus, and she just like broke the whole song. And I was like, they really wasn't, but okay. So now I can, when I hear that song, not only do I hear her, but it still fits every occasion differently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are songs that do that.
Mhm.
So welcome to the show, Paris. I believe I'm saying your name correct, Paris. So welcome to the No BS show. And Paris is stating that you feel what you feel in the music. Yes, you do. And so now that we're back down to the same question with music, so let's go to the point of when you're dealing with music in the realm of music, when do you know that that's not for you to do, and what part of life it is that that's supposed to fall in for you? So I guess this comes to Val at this time.
No, I don't understand the question. Say it again in terms to music. When do you know that it's not for you? You said.
Yeah, so you know how some of us we walk around like Reese mentioned a few minutes ago. To say you can sing, we don't go around and say we can sing. Like, yeah, we can sing, but we ain't no singer. We ain't the one that, as my girl lately has been. We ain't no Selenas. We ain't no Costellas. We not no Marys, but we do what we do. We not no Tamika Furbies, but we do what we do. We do what we do when we need to. But then, like you said earlier today, when you sing, do you sing in the bathroom? Do you sing in the car? Do you sing loud when no one can hear you? Because you're not that sing guy. Or
Well, I think we're all singers in our own.
That is true. That is true.
hey, did we just throw a flag on the field? So listen, why she dying over there, y'all.
Because I know I can't sing, right? but you let something come on that I'm feeling, and I'm trying to tell you, I'm hitting every note, every key. There's a commercial out, right? There's a commercial. Big up the Shaq. I love Shaq. Right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Big up.
Yes. 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 I know the
So my
commercial.
sister is here, right? Sidebar. My sister is here as we're doing the experience, and she knows the commercial that I'm talking about. So it's Shaq. First of all, big up to Shaq. I love Shaq. I love how Shaq how he downplays, not downplays, but how he loves Walmart, right? Everything he talk about. So I went to Walmart and I spent $70,000 in Walmart, and I went to Walmart and I got this deal. So big up to Shaq, but that man is a genius. He owns a lot. That's the side part.
Yes, he does.
But dating back to this commercial, the commercial was him singing in the shower.
Yes, it is.
Right? So he's singing a song, and we're gonna find it. Sean, we need to find that, right?
So that's the problem. I can find it, but we're gonna get cut off if I play it.
Oh, so okay, so you guys, so maybe we can. So if we find it, I'm going to get the link and just put the link so you guys can see it, so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
So he's in the shower and he's singing, and he's like, I just keep on loving you because it's the only thing. You know that song, right? Yeah. So he's going and going and going, and the guys are like, "Wow, he really." And then he gets out of the shower and he walks, and it's completely different from his in the shower voice, and they're looking like. So I believe in our own. I believe in our own rights. We can sing. I can hum you out of a house of home. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, I can hum. And you'll be like, okay, Val, I'll be on cue and everything, just depending on what it is. So in our own rights, definitely, I think that one of the things that we can do and that we've all seen amongst the three of us in our outings together, that there is some people that just cannot do it. There's just some people that just cannot.
They just cannot.
Just cannot.
They
so
cannot.
There needs to be, and it's also just they see. Okay, but you guys follow understand this.
You know what?
But you,
them two right there. First
of all, your hands are all wrong in the boxes. I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, who is she pointing to?
You and y'all too. Y'all,
So no, but this is like seriously, and then you also have to think about again that the voice of the person will gravitate towards the people that is meant to
For
hear.
yeah.
So although there is something that I may not like, there's another person that's just jamming like, oh my goodness, he is killing it, she is killing it, they are killing it. And and I'm just like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So even though it's not for me, does not mean that that's not that person's calling or that's not what they're supposed to do. It just means that tune did not catch my ear.
Right.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's exactly. That tune didn't catch me. And there is artists that I love that one hit. I'm like, yes, and then I listen to four more songs down on their CD, and I'm like, why is this here?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't. It's not meant. That tune was not meant for me. There is a voice for the people, and the people will hear that at their time. That just wasn't for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And Stephanie Mills said the same thing when she came out.
Yeah.
A lot of people told her that her voice was not for them. But look,
And I
when
love Stephanie Mills. Oh
Right.
my goodness.
and she was one of the ones that they said couldn't do it, and she did it and rocked out with it. And
I
she
love
everybody.
Stephanie Mills.
I love her
think
voice
she has-
too.
Yeah, I think that she has a very distinguished voice. I love her. I love her. So I think for me that was definitely for me.
Now we're going to try. Yes, listen. It's nothing wrong with trusting your ears. It's nothing wrong with trusting
There's
your
nothing
ears.
wrong with trusting your ears.
You can't trust your ears because I recall we were at a service and this young lady, a seasoned woman, she wasn't the best singer, and people were like, why did they give her the microphone? Oh God, don't give her the microphone. And when she got up there to sing, we got past her voice
Mm-hmm.
and caught the message.
That's right. See, the message will catch you.
And
And if I'm right there, well, just like you said in the beginning, Sean, I don't mind waiting. Everybody is not in there. I don't mind waiting phase. So you have the five other people that's singing that, and they're like, okay. But for somebody that's in that waiting moment and that waiting stage, is like, that's right. That's right. I don't mind. And then you got me singing, like, like I'm Shaq in the shower.
I love that commercial though. I love that commercial.
I'm sitting here and it's like I want to play it so bad because y'all know I
want
got
to find it just so I can clip it.
I have it. I have it right here. And it's like I want to play it, but it's like even by hearing it, are they gonna pick it up?
Well, even if they do, please understand that we are live right now on our .com, which is tkbsdsproductions.com. So in the event that we get cut off, you guys can go right there. We're uncut and unmute. Nelia got me wanting to hear Shaq.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll play a little bit of it and then I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna play it the end and the beginning. Okay, y'all. That's what we'll do. How about that? So remember, if you get cut off, please do find our .com and come on. Let's just pray together. It's three of us. He said when two are in, two or more, right? Touch and agree. So let's see. Here we go.
Sounds better in the shower. And it turns
Wait.
out because it's the only thing I wanna do. Turns out everyone does sound better in the shower. And it turns out the general
So
quality.
listen. So that's him in the shower, right? So let's play him getting out of the shower. You ready? Okay. Lord have mercy, I tell you, this is the mess.
Can't unhear that. For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right
So,
call and go with the
Yeah, so listen.
Right? So it's like, okay. Oh, okay, Shaq. And then
Yeah.
it's out of the shower and it's just like, dude.
Why? You know what? That's also is a TV show that comes on. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesdays, and it's I'm gonna find the name of the show, but it's funny. So it's like a spinoff of American Idol, a spinoff of The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
So they're up here and they're singing and they're covering their voices. So the person that's watching, they have to say who was really singing and who's not. And if they pick the person who's not singing, who's not the real singer, then they get money. And so the one lady came on and she was dressed to death. She looked like a heavy set Mariah Carey. She sung Mariah Carey, and we was all like, "Oh my God," blown away. There was another lady that came on. He sung something else, and we was like, "Okay, so now you have to guess which one is really not singing." And it happened to be the one that wasn't Mariah, that one that looked Mariah Carey. And oh my God, she was horrible, but it is so funny. It's like the best, and they asked them like where they come from. Like, what was their purpose of coming on here? It's like the funniest show ever. And I'm gonna find the name of it so I can tell y'all when it come on, so y'all can watch it with me because it's the funniest show ever.
I'm going to find
So
it.
it's like, so like with me, I'm in my car, I'll be jamming. But it's like when I get to the microphone, I'm pushing it, I'm not letting the mic use it. And then you got to make sure the mic system is good because the mic system will make you sound a little rough too. And it's like, did I sound like that? Ooh, that didn't sound too good. But to me, it sounded like I was okay. I'm like, ooh, we can't do that no more. Like, or I've done something. Somebody like, girl, you was singing. I'm like, girl, stop lying. I was not. Or,
I know I can't sing.
when you're in the bathroom really makes you sound like you really can do something. And then you walk out there and they be like, that's a no for me.
No.
Like I literally turn back into the bathroom or I walk out in the hallway and the walls of the hallway be like, don't you believe that?
Lord.
You gotta know you gotta know your window, where you at.
And it doesn't matter how much I want to sing, I want to do the album, it's a no. And that's okay because that's your desire, that's something you want to do. But at that point, when do you ever stop pushing and be like,
Well, no, I don't think that you should never stop pushing because if you are doing what it is that you love and people are actually agreeing that they love what it is that you're putting out, then you should not.
so what happens when the people are not in agreement and you
But
still
but we
pushing?
don't know. We can't I mean you could say what if, but then what if they are? And you, because again there is a voice, there is a people for whatever voice is being put out there. So
Right.
the same amount of people that's saying I don't like it, there's probably 10 times more people that's saying, oh my goodness, I love it, I can't wait to the next.
Right.
Okay,
And
so
who were you doing it for? Are you doing it for them to validate you? And
and
because you're not getting a round of applause, you're gonna stop?
that's a great question because a lot of people are doing things for validation. But at the end of the day, why are you doing it? Are you doing it for validation or are you really doing it because you believe this is something that you want to do for you or for others? Yeah, I think that's a good twist. So,
Well, I feel that that is kind of it depends on the individual that's doing it because some people are validation led and some people are for the people led. So if they are doing it for validation and they're getting that validation, it doesn't matter if they're not doing it for the people because they're being validated. So they're going to continuously do it. And that just dates back if we're talking about music, this new stuff that's out here. Sorry, y'all. This new stuff that's out here that has no meaning, and every other week they're dropping a single. Beyonce said, Beyonce said nobody makes albums anymore. She did an interview with someone and they were talking about the music and how the music has completely changed. And she said people don't make albums anymore. They make singles for the people. Those are validation led people. So they was asking her why is it that she still create albums? And she said because I'm doing it for the people. So there's a difference, which is why the stuff that these kids listen to now. They have 50 different songs out and can barely understand what it is that they're saying, and
Right.
because that's people led. It's the next best thing. Oh, I got to put out something else right now. There's no more loving on what it is that you did. And don't get it wrong, the people who are doing it, that's putting those out so quickly and they're moving up the charts single wise, they're still doing it because they are validation led. And as
Right.
long as they keep getting those hits, or so they feel those hits, they're going to continuously do it.
Right.
But a lot of them is also not under validation, but the perspective of validation, and they're moving based off of the market says this is how I need to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Today, this is what they're requiring us to do now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
Mm-hmm.
new era of movement now.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes, and they lead you to believe that this is what the people want to hear, and they keep that in front of you to make you believe that this is all we want to hear. But that's where you have
But
other,
there's a group of people that want to hear that.
yeah, they are.
So that's why they are. So those are validation and people led influences. That's what they do. It's people out here that TikTok is known for that. 1000%. They give you the hottest single, and it plays over and over and over again, and the people doing the same thing over and over and over again to all of this, and then all of a sudden you sitting in there and you like, I ain't never been with a baddie, and you ain't even like the song. Now all of a sudden you like, okay, and Tay Diggs is up there doing it, and you like, oh, and now you're like tied in to it. Okay, and it's just like,
It's influential.
even though I like that song, just a sidebar, I love that song. When they be like, wow, when the TKBSDS Productions experience said.
But look, guys, we'll be right back. We going to come back with the topic of the hour, and yeah, we'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I feel like busting loose, busting loose. I said, Shyla, come on, y'all said. I said, Shyla, get it, y'all said. I said, Shyla, come on, y'all said. I said, Shyla, hit it, y'all said. Give me the big time.
And now, a word from our proud sponsors. Cosmos Radio Network of the UK, proud sponsors for the Tri-City Finest, King of the Oldies, Ali Hackett, and the Princess Lovely. The international radio station that playing music that's out of this world.
So yes, on right now we're dealing with the situation of, when do you stop? When do you keep going? Or should you stop, or should you keep going? But it comes down to the point of, when do you, or when, I guess, when does it fulfill the moment of when that should happen? And do we leave that on the perspective of the person, or the response to why you're doing it, to make that decision on when you should go or when you should fight? What you think?
Wait, I'm lost somewhere. I'm sorry.
Before you go lost, let's go back to what Prince is saying. Prince is really talking to us tonight. We loving this. Keep talking. And yes, you say, I want to hear more. I love getting a CD full of music. This one song CD isn't for me.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree. I remember way back in the day, way back in the day when them CDs was out, and Never Say Never, Brandy, right? And then you go, or even we could take it back before then, Lauryn Hill, the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, right? So we hear these little snippets and they throw out the little songs on the radio, but it wasn't until you got the entire CD,
Right.
and you heard it from the beginning of Class, right? Because it was Class.
Yeah.
The beginning of Class all the way to the end, and you're like, oh my goodness. Or my bestie, I don't know if everybody knows, but I love me some Erykah Badu. So you cannot listen to Orange Moon without listening to Bad Lady.
Yes.
All ties in and it all goes together. So what I love about Erykah Badu and her CD, you have to listen to the entire album, especially that album that has those songs in there, because they're strategically placed when you're listening. And the new era does not do that.
Right.
The new era doesn't do that. But
Right.
listening to that, you had to listen to the entire CD because that was the mood. Like Erica
Mhm.
Badu was the mood. She's light your incense, smoke your weed, or whatever it is that you're going to do. She's a whole mood with her.
Mhm.
So you have to listen to the entire CD to catch that. Brandy, you had to listen to her entire CD to catch Never Say Never. You
Mhm.
know, the Miseducation, you had to listen to the whole CD to catch Zion.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's like you have to hear the whole CD.
because it
Right.
told a story. It was a storyline.
It was a storyline,
And
Mhm.
if you didn't get the storyline and you missed it or you flipped through it, you didn't catch it.
right?
And I believe that was the era of our era. That's what we were about. We were about the story of what happened, how did it happen, what we gonna do now, and where we was going. It was like it was a whole scenario
Mhm.
and a musical. But
And
after
that's what's
a while,
good when you get those long rides, like when you're going to Delaware, or like we go in North Carolina, you listen to that CD,
Yeah.
yes,
and you don't realize that CD got you all the way to your destination, and then you sit back and like, wait a minute, I didn't hear that song before, but by the time you got down there and back, you know all the words to the song,
yeah,
Yes.
and then you trying to figure out why they didn't play this on the radio.
yeah.
Yes, like what you want to know what is so crazy that you would say that because of is a lot of songs that I would hear. I'm like, wow, why did this not make it to the radio?
Well, that's a good question because that answers the reason for why everybody is going to these single songs now. Because majority of people going to these single songs now is because they believe that marketing says this is the best way that you can get your music heard. Nobody wants to hear the whole CD no more. But
Mhm.
here you have people out here that saying, yeah, we do want to hear the whole album. We don't want to hear just the singles. You
Mhm.
know, people are saying I can get you my music faster if I just throw the single out to you. But then also financially for the artists it's easier, it's more financially based for them to send out the single because of the mere effect of to give you a whole album and then only get back what would charge for a single.
Mhm.
They say, I'll put out the single because I'll give you a whole album on Spotify for $1. But if I give you a whole single, it's that same dollar. So it doesn't get the quantity of what the value of multiple songs versus the one song. So it's like a whole background fee. And then to answer your question, Val, why didn't they play that song? Because someone in the album industry, when they were signed, told them that the marketer is going to want this song and this song. They're not going to
Mhm.
want that song.
We're only picking a certain amount of
Mhm.
songs to play.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And like I had an interesting conversation with an artist, and the song that they want to push is different than the song that I said I was liking. And they're saying, you know what? A lot of people are saying they really like this one. And I'm like, yeah, we really like this one, but you like this one, and this is the one you're pushing. And it's like, okay, so what happens to my album? Well, they might not hear it because you're only pushing this and you're not pushing something else that they may also agree with. But
Mhm.
you're the artist, you make that decision. So you
Mhm.
don't need the validation of whether they like it or not.
Well, now they make that decision because they're
Right.
buying their own credits and
Their
they're
own
buying
rights.
their own songs and they're buying their own label or whatever it is that they buy. It's theirs. But before you would take 20, 30 songs to Sony or 20, 30 songs to whomever, and they'll say out of this mixture, we're going to only take 4.
Yep.
Mhm.
And we're only gonna push
So
these four through the
we're going to
radio.
push these 4 through the waves, and that's
Right.
all we're going to do. But now that they've learned how important it is for them to have their own credits and for them to buy their own credits,
Well,
buy
let's
their
get
own
that baby. That's
buy
great.
their own credits and things like that, they can now have more of a leeway as an
Mhm.
independent artist. They
Yep.
now
Right.
have their own leeway onto what it is that they want to put out. And
Yep.
I love the whole indie independent artist thing because they can put out what they want to put out because
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
it's theirs and it belongs to them. So
Yep.
Right. So imagine if the question was posed to them, who were they waiting for to give them their answer or questions so they'll know, are they fighting or are they going to flight?
Right.
How many artists didn't want to go through that to become an independent artist, or how many artists couldn't take the closing of all the doors where them saying no to where they just say, you know what, is it worth it? And it's not worth it. And that's how we also had a couple people came across our platform that said that they did stop for a minute, and now those songs they wrote all the way back then, they're coming out now as an independent artist. Like, when did you write that song? I wrote that song 5 years ago. I wrote that song 6 years ago. And like, you know how much music I have under my drawer because I let somebody tell me no.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like follow your dream and follow your heart, when it comes to that type of situation.
But here's the thing. Sometimes, and now that we have the whole, Pris, I'm loving her. She just wants to be known. She just definitely stay tuned on the experience and all of the experiences that we have, and you'll just see her just flying back and forth. I love her, but this is the thing. Sometimes the fame, way back when, they wanted that fame so bad that they didn't stand up. They didn't stand up for themselves. Then they didn't say, well, this is what I want to put out, because the industry said, okay, you want this $30,000 or whatever the case may be. Out of your 30, I only want 5. Give me 5. I give you $30,000 or you don't get nothing. And now you're tied into me and you're black labeled and you can't go nowhere else. So they were stuck in that of not being able to stand up for themselves and saying, this is what I want. Now with the whole independent thing, when you can record something and throw it on Amazon and Spotify by yourself, they can now pick out whatever they want, and they do not have to have anybody say to them, well, this is what I want from you.
Right.
Because even if I put out something and it doesn't gear to your ear, there's going to be somebody over in England that's going to love it. There's going to be somebody over, in XYZ that's going to love it. So I don't believe that they should stop at all. They just was not taught, or not that they was not taught, they did not know that it was going to be a day such as this when you can have control over your own music. Remember, everybody already thought I got to be standing outside, Boys the Men, on the corner, singing. When the label reps come and we got to run up there and we got to push our CDs, please listen to my music and please do this. That was what they was taught in that era. So now with the whole millennial thing, with everything that's going on now, we now know that what works for us, these new people doesn't have to do it. And that's why a lot of times they put out
trash.
Well, I didn't want to say that.
They put out what I would like to say, what happened to us in our era. We loved the rap. Our parents didn't. To them, it was like all it what's in my ears.
Well, they had their own rap. Remember, I remember the raps that my mom used to listen to. They had their own style. I think in every season, or in every era, the rap was still there. It was just like my daughter, some of my rap stuff she hates. Yeah. It's considered an oldie to her. She like, Mom, like, what? She'll be okay with some Busta Rhymes, just a little bit. She'll be okay with some other stuff that I listen to. She'll be okay, but let me throw on Jay-Z entire album. By the time she gets to the 4th and 5th song, she like, Mom. Because it's not what but to me, I'm jamming. To me, it's a classic. I'm in the car. Let me turn on my husband. Lil Wayne, I love you. Everybody knows that Lil Wayne is Lil Tuccini. I love you, Lil. Let me throw on some Lil Wayne, okay? But can I just like, Mom? No. Okay, we're not. You have Lil Wayne everything. You got all the albums. You got the mixtapes. You got the underground. We're not listening to all of this, Mom. The second she hears the cigarette light up, because that cigarette light up, we know it's we know it's him. That's his signature. She be like, no, Mom. No, we're not doing this. That's considered an oldie to her. But to me, I love it.
And and like you said, every era. So for us to sit there and say, no, it's just that's their signature. We respectfully respect them, but what you can do is you can introduce and let them decide. Like I always say that when people wanted to throw 2020 away, I said 2020 was just a year that everybody opened up and got away. And not only did you get away, but it was a bad thing for certain situations that turned out to be a good thing because you were able to find yourself, redefine yourself, and reset some things.
Mhm.
And now that the world is open, don't lose it. You know, still use it. You know, hold on to that. Yeah, the world opened up and you back to, as you want to say, back to where things used to be. Things are never going to be what they used to be. They're not. So it's like to the point right now where it's like, not forget it, treasure it, and hold on to it, but use it as a backpack and bring it along with you. You
Mhm.
know, but don't, whatever you do, you know, don't lose the momentum of having your freedom to be able to make the decision whether you want to fight or flight, as you know, is broken down. And that comes with anything. Like Val said before, you're teaching. You know, you may be like, I'm at a situation right now where I'm ready to flight. It's like a situation with me. It's like, okay, you flight. But I remember,
Girl, don't be a runner. Don't be a track star.
there was a time where I was at this point, and I remember, what did I do to get through? I said, okay, this is what I remembered. I took notes from that. So I'm going to use that to move forward so I don't flight.
And
But
you want to know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you want to know what? That is completely the opposite for me, because y'all know I just been like, that's it, cut it up. I'm just going to go ahead. We going to part. God bless you. So what I do is, because I always had that cutthroat, whatever, I don't care attitude. When I get to that fight or flight mechanism, I'm like, oh well, I'm not fighting. So let me go ahead and put my hair in a ponytail and take these earrings off, because I'm going to, when normally I would just be like, whatever, I'm just going to just. So mine is the I no longer do what life lessons taught me, or what I thought I had to do concerning life lessons. So I'm like, mm-mm. So
And I'm in the middle because I'm a fighter. I have
Right.
to fight for everything. I gotta fight for a parking spot. Like I felt like my name should have been like Rocky, the girl version of Rocky. I should have been Antoinette.
Raka.
You know,
Should have been Raka.
You know who
I should
Rocky
have
really
been.
was, though. You know who Rocky really was. Rocky was. You know who Rocky was. So maybe that's in your bloodline, girl.
But I should have been like Antoinette or Antonetta or something, like the Tony version of the guy, because I have to fight. I don't know why. I listen. So I pray all the time, right? And I always ask God, why do I have to fight so much? So it's like things that come easy to other people don't come easy for me. I have to fight for it. So I'm at the point where I'm just tired of fighting. So I'm at that spot where the wall comes up and it's like, you know what? It's blocked, so whatever. I'm not even going to do it because I don't want to fight anymore. And then it's times that you have to stop and think, like, is this worth fighting for? How important is this for me to fight for it?
Mhm.
Is this something I really want that bad to fight for it? Or is it just one of those things that, all right, here we go, put the hair up in a ponytail, get my boxing gloves, get my Vaseline, because it's about to be one of those days. And that's why I play my Monica, one of those days, because I'll let everybody know this is where I'm coming in from today, because this is what it is. Or I go to my DMX, God bless his soul, make me lose my mind, because I'm going to lose my mind today. So I prepare for it, and I come in, and they all look at me like, oh, hi, Sarita. And I'm like, yeah, good morning. And, they just, okay, do you want breakfast? No. Are you, and they just look, and I give them the look, and they're like, okay, yes, you'll talk to me later.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like my movie, The Devil Wears Prada, because I do that all day. That's all. That's all. I do that all day. That's all.
I've never seen that movie.
What?
You have to see it.
Child,
Oh
you
my
get
God,
the
you have
prime.
to see it.
You
You gotta see it.
I
prime.
felt like I was about to get stoned.
Honey, go on to Amazon Prime and look up
I've
Prada and
never,
go
The
ever,
Devil Wears
ever
your
Prada.
seen.
I love her in all of her other movies, but that is just like this. That's just like her signature for me. I love it, and
I've never
I just
seen The
love it,
Devil Wears
even though it's
Prada.
the rudest part that she do when she's like, "That's all."
That's
It's so rude, but I love it.
Throw your coat and go. That's all.
Really?
Yeah, throw
I
your
should
coat.
watch it.
Throw your
Yes.
coat.
Yes, it's. I don't know.
But
Maybe
see,
it's the half animal, half human in me, from my zodiac.
boy,
Maybe that's just what a Sagittarius. Yeah, I don't know. Help me out, guys. What is our friend saying here? Our friend said,
what'd she say?
"Time to go down. I would fight in a minute, but now I'm just." She's like me. Now I just don't have time to waste on dumbish. Yes, block and
Can we
walk.
talk about
I
that?
know that's right.
Can we
Yes,
talk
block
about
and walk.
it?
Yes.
I have learned.
And she gonna look at that movie tomorrow. Yes, hunty.
Yes, definitely. I have learned. I have literally learned to not give dumbish the
Yeah.
energy that it requires.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. When you decide you want to be dumbish, I do product. That's all. I disappear. I leave. I don't feed it. When you ready to go and you want to act crazy, not feeding it. You want to be childish, not feeding it. You want to fight, not feeding it. I'm not going to allow anybody to disturb my energy. I protect my chi at all times. When you decide that's who you want to be at that moment, I learned to use what we call what Jamie Foxx put in his song. I got options. Wow. Now I use my options.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you decide you want to do, whatever who you are that day, I let you be great. And before I used to let when I hear that statement, let them be great. I used to think that was like a curse word, that was almost saying F you. But I came to the point where I was like, no, let you be great. If that's who you are and that's the energy you're feeling, I don't have to feed it. And I'm not going to allow it to feed on me. And I become you. So that's where I'm at with it. With the dumbish, I'm not in there. And I guess that's why I am where I'm at now, where I said my fight and my flight, because I've always been a fighter. I've always been a fighter. If it's mine, I'm working for it. And I believe that I'm in it because God knows I'm going to win. So therefore, I'm going to fight my way through it so that I can win. Because I know I'm going to. I just don't know how I'm going to. So I'm just going to keep moving forward in the way that I'm doing it. But I'm not.
So I hear a lot of eyes, and you're like, I believe, I believe, and I believe. Have you ever stopped to say, God, how should I proceed? Should I fight or should I flight?
So let me explain the I. A lot of time, I never considered myself important enough to make those type of decisions or to make those moves. I was always the one doing it because somebody told me to, or because I had to do it, or because I felt like I needed to do it. But me and God already had the conversation where he says, I need you to not be so quick to become, as my pastor would say, everybody's garbage truck. Don't let everybody throwing their garbage on you. I need you to stop that. I need you to remember you. So the I is not me being individualist or selfless. It was because I had to learn to love me enough not to get involved with things that could hurt me, disturb me, or break me. And that's what I was doing. So that's why it's a lot of I with me, because I had to learn Shauna. And who's Shauna? Because you're leaving Shauna out. You're not doing what you need to do for Shauna. You got to stop breaking Shauna down, because you're not going to be good for nobody if you're not taking care of you. So that's where the eyes came in for me. So that's why it was a lot of eyes. Yeah, and God already gave me the confirmation of things I need to do, because I wasn't doing them. I was doing them, but I was forgetting what I needed to do for me, because I kept doing for everybody else. Everybody. And then when I would come to me, somebody else would be summing up. I go, okay, let me put me back on the burner again. Okay, go get. And then I come back for me. I put myself back on the burner again. And here, go again. He was like, I need you to stop doing that. He's like, he came with the bullhorn. Shut up. And I was like, is that you, Lord?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Had to break the monogamy.
Mm-mm.
Had to break it. Had to break it. What did
Mm-mm.
Chris say?
Amen.
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 Yes,
Mm-mm.
Chris. And sometimes you have to have that I moment, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that's the time when you have to acknowledge when you have to do for you and stop forgetting about you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess that's where my fight and flight was. Yeah. Well, that was rather interesting today, don't y'all say?
That part.
Yeah, yeah, that part. And there's another part. We gotta take a commercial break, and then I believe we'll be out of here. So we'll be right back. All right, y'all. And yeah, here come their favorite part.
How do you cross the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean without a boat? You do it right here with a moment, a jazzy moment with Lovely on Cosmos Radio Network. If you want to create a drop, release your new song with a pop, do you need an exciting intro for your video, promote your business, products, or shows? Contact us for customized digital video packages. For more details, email us at tkbsds.org@gmail.com.
So yes, please, ma'am, please, sir, make sure that you pay our dear sponsors a visit, a call. And yes, if you need anything, please do give us a contact and we'll make sure we'll help you with it. Or if you have a conversation, you have a discussion, something you want to know, something you want to see, something you want to hear, something you want to talk about, or maybe you want to come on and talk about it, give us a connection at tkbsds.org@gmail.com. Or if you can't remember all that, you can remember the name of our show, The No, not N-O, but K-N-O-W, BSDUO show at gmail.com. We can contact you. And yes, you can go to the .com, tkbsdsproductions.com. And you can chat with us. Please do subscribe with us. Subscribe and follow so you can know what's going on with us. And you can tell us what's going on with you too. So we will have the know and tell everybody about you. So
Definitely.
yeah, definitely. How should we say it? That part. So anything else you guys want to touch on before we say so long farewell to everybody?
No, I'm just going to make sure I watch The Devil Wears Prada because I've never saw it. Then I'm going to text you all like, "Oh, girl."
Yes, Auntie. Trying to
I
tell
never
you.
saw it.
And then throw your coat and go, that's all. And then give them the look.
That is so rude. Like I just feel
I'm
like
telling you.
it's so dismissed. Like don't dismiss me like that.
It's so dismissed. You just dismissed me with nothing, like no effort at all. If I had my glasses, I would show you exactly what she did with the glasses, and then with the look, like when she didn't leave the room, it was just like,
you're still here.
you're still here. Oh my God, it's so rude, but I love it. I channel her because there's a person at my job, and I just channel her at that moment because Jesus is gonna fix it. He gonna take the wheel. I'm gonna be in the back seat one day. Just let him.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
You know, it's funny that you say you're gonna be in the back seat. I remember that's why I love the poem about footprints so much. Because there's a lot of times in life that we're walking, we're going through things, and we believe that we're alone or that, you know, we're on this journey by ourselves. And it's at that very moment that we look down at the ground and realize that we only see one set of footprints. And if you know that he's walking with you, then it must mean he has to be carrying you because those are his footprints. And That's why,
We really have a good time. You got to be
We
there.
do. We do. We really do have a good time. And we
honey,
thank you for coming and joining us. And
Yes,
you have
thank
to
you for
stay with us.
coming.
You are now part of the family. So we're
yes,
here.
definitely. And you must contact us on Messenger and send us your shirt size, or let us know. Go to our website and see the apparel that you like, and whatever apparel that you like, let us know so that we can send you a complimentary gift just for you, to show you our appreciation for you being here with us tonight.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if we even have a conversation about how we be when we get, that's a whole nother experience.
Girl,
It's
can
an
I tell you
experience.
can I tell you about every time I look at Val, I think about baby face with the whipping pill. Can you whip it on me?
Not here for it, Sean.
She's not here for it, Sean.
And we gonna talk about when she called me Sean, what that really means.
She not here for it, Sean.
And we gonna talk about how we like to lean back and look at each other from the side and be looking like, I'm gonna get you when we get in the car, and come back up and smile. Yeah, we gonna talk about all that. And it's just
Shaking my head.
the things that we do. Sometimes I really wish that I could record, because
But no, they got to be there. You have to catch it in the
look,
moment
In the
when
moment.
it
the
happens.
things that happens. Some station will call them bloopers, but they're not bloopers. They really are actual things that happens. And yeah, it's truly an experience, and the experience is even better when we all get together, and to see what's getting ready to come up next for these three ladies right here. 2022 is going to be huge. I keep telling y'all, we really are living up to the surprise, something unique, respectfully purposed in solar energy. And you may say, in solar energy, what does that mean? That means we're doing things big. And if you thought we were doing things big before, we are doing things that are so big, it's as blinding as the sun. And you know how big the sun is, and it vibes things, how it moves things solarly. That's how we doing it, with that much passion and with that much energy and drive. So y'all stay tuned for what's coming new for these three chicks right here. I'm just telling you, the things that's about to come next is going to blow your mind, because it's already blown ours. All right, guys. I did want to ask y'all a question. I really did. I really did. I really did. But maybe we'll hold it for our next segment. I think I'll do that. Yeah. Because if I ask this question, it's going to open up a whole nother can of worms. And I think we're going to need to hold that can for the next show.
Yeah, we'll definitely save it for the next segment. Make sure you guys join us, same place, same time, Saturday.
Yeah.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
Do y'all have anything inspirational, y'all? Y'all have
I think we pretty much already did. I think we pretty much already summed up everything, definitely. So,
do you have anything that you want to leave them with to get them through next week, even? Let me know.
What to key them with, they have to stay tuned because we're here all next week.
Are
So
we here
you
all
have to
next week?
pop in so that you can hear what's happening so we can get you through all next week.
because
While we're
inspiration happens all next.
all week long.
All week long, huh? Okay. Then I guess that would be our way of saying good night then, right? Yes, blessings to you too, Chris. And again, thank you so much for coming in. And everyone, if you're coming out right now, we're gonna bring in the hospitality department, let them say good night.
Well, I honestly think that Sean pretty much already said everything. You know, I was like, oh, we have something else that's happening. I'm just going to let her go ahead and lean with it, rock with it. So, but thank you guys so much for joining into the experience. We hope that you had a great time with us. There was 2 exciting conversations that was brought up, and we hope that you guys had just as much fun as we did. Please remember that we are streaming live on all of our YouTube channels. And after this, you can catch us on our podcast. No matter which streaming app you are listening to, we are there. And please don't forget that we have our .com, tkbsdsproductions.com. And don't forget that tomorrow, a jazzy afternoon is coming on. So make sure you guys tune in. We love you all. Be safe.
Kenny Brooks, Jazz on the Pike, Illusion. 403 West Baltimore Pike, Clifton Heights, PA 19018. Reservations are recommended. Hosted by Andrea M. Jackson.
And we're done.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, whoa, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart.